Clayton, North Carolina is one of the most sought after suburbs in the Triangle region. In fact, Niche.com, which is an online ranker of colleges and neighborhoods, ranks Clayton as the #1 neighborhood in all of Johnston County to live in. So what makes Clayton so great? Let's check it out. But first, if you don't know me, my name is Matt Martin and I'm a realtor in the Raleigh area of North Carolina. I've helped tons of clients relocate to the Triangle region, including to Clayton. And if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. The Triangle area of North Carolina has so many suburbs that it can often be overwhelming for people moving here to tell one from the other. There's Cary and Morrisville and Holly Springs and Apex and Fuquay Varina. That's always a fun one for newbies to the area to learn how to pronounce. And those just cover the area south and west of Raleigh. My goal is to make videos on each, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled for those. But today we're gonna focus on the crown jewel of Johnston County, and that's Clayton, North Carolina. Clayton is notable for its affordability, accessibility, booming economy, quality of life, and strong community spirit. So let's start with the basics, like where is Clayton? Look, Clayton is a suburb of the larger Triangle region, located about 15 to 20 miles southeast of downtown Raleigh. It's almost entirely located in Johnston County, as opposed to Raleigh, which is in Wake County, and we'll talk about what that means in a little bit. And it's on the smaller side, with a population of just under 30,000 people. But don't be fooled by the small size. This once remote community is blowing up and has seen its population explode recently. There were only 7,000 people in the year 2000. And what's so great about Clayton is that even with that proximity to Raleigh and massive growth, it's still affordable, which is a great place to kick off this video. One of the major reasons people love moving to Clayton is its lower cost of living. In fact, Clayton made the list of the Triangle's most affordable suburbs in my recent video, which you can find here. That's because as of March 2024, the median single family home price was just $371,000 as compared to over $500,000 in Raleigh and over $600,000 in Cary. And that lower sales price doesn't mean you're compromising on size or acreage. The median square footage was nearly 1,900 square feet for a 3-bed, 2-bath home on a quarter-acre lot. That's a median price per square foot of under $200, which is a pretty amazing deal. Now, I mentioned that Clayton is located in Johnston County versus Raleigh or Cary in Wake County or Durham in Durham County. That means that taxes are slightly different. Now, every county has a different schedule for when they reassess home values, which means they each have a different timeline for also adjusting their tax rates. Wake County just had a major reassessment in 2024, and we're all still waiting for our new tax rate, which hopefully will come down to somewhat offset the explosive price appreciation we all saw. Johnston County's reassessment is taking place next year in 2025. So all that to say that the rates I'm about to give are of course subject to change. But as of today, Clayton has a combined city and county property tax rate of 1.29%, meaning you're looking at an annual tax bill of about $4,800 on that median home price of $371,000. That's compared to 1.09% in Raleigh, 1% in Cary, and 1.31% in Durham. Next up, let's talk about accessibility. What makes living in Clayton so desirable is that you're only about 15 miles outside of downtown Raleigh, so it's only about a 25 to 30 minute drive away. Not only that, but Clayton is located between two major highways, 40 and 70, which means you have super easy access to the Carolina coastline and beaches. You can get to the beautiful Emerald Isle in under 2.5 hours, while those of us living in Raleigh will spend about an extra 20 minutes on the road. And things are about to get even better for Clayton this year when the new leg of I-540 opens up. Now, I've talked about this in a bunch of my other videos, but if you're new here or just need a refresher, I-540 is often referred to as the Outer Belt Line. Once it's finished, it'll be a 70-mile outer loop around Raleigh. But as it stands now, now, only about 60% of the loop has been completed. The piece that's missing covers almost the entire southern region of Raleigh, including communities like Clayton. But later this year, the newest leg will open up, which will bring the highway from Holly Springs to I-40. This will dramatically reduce drive times for those living in these southern communities to the airport, to Research Triangle Park, to Durham, and to those more western communities of the Triangle. The anticipation of this opening has driven dramatic growth in these areas, as these once remote communities will now have direct access to the rest of the Triangle. So if you're looking for a more affordable home that still gives you easy access to Raleigh and soon to the rest of the Triangle region, Clayton is a great option. And since we're talking about explosive growth, it makes sense to dive into all the exciting things that are popping up in Clayton that make it more and more desirable every day. Clayton has always had a super cute downtown, which aptly runs along Main Street, and the staple of that downtown is Manning's, which is a casual restaurant featuring an array of Southern comfort dishes and cocktails, plus a rooftop patio. But recently, more upscale options have been introduced to Main Street, including Crawford Cook Shop by renowned Triangle restaurateur Scott Crawford. I haven't been there yet, but if it's anything like his other restaurants across the area, it is sure to impress. Also, be sure to check out Boulevard West, which is a rustic coffee shop with delicious sandwiches and a great ambiance for those remote work days. One of the most exciting new developments coming to Clayton is the North Waterfront District. This 3,000-acre development will include hundreds of housing units, restaurants, and shops with waterfront views over Northeast Lake. This will be part of the ever-growing Flowers Plantation community, which is one of the largest master plan communities in the Triangle. This exciting new district will be built in phases, with the first ones coming in 2025. But it's not just restaurants and shops that are coming. Big businesses are also feeding Clayton's explosive growth. One of the area's largest employers is Novo Nordisk, and while you might not recognize that name, you'll definitely know their most famous of late product, Ozempic. That's right, the most valuable company in Europe that produces the weight loss miracle drug that's sweeping Hollywood and the rest of the nation. Well, they have over 1 million square feet of manufacturing space in little old Clayton, North Carolina. And they just purchased an additional 100 acres of property last year for potential future expansion. So clearly the company has strong faith in the future of the region. And finally, let's talk about quality of life and community spirit. My friends who live in Clayton all have such pride in their town, and it seems to be a pretty universal feeling. Because it's still on the smaller side, Claytonites, and for the record, I don't know if that's the right name for them, but it sounds good, they all talk about the strong feeling of community that exists there. There are tons of community events, the largest of which is the 5-day Harvest Festival, which draws an estimated 20,000 people from all over the state for music, vendors, food, rides, performances, and so much more. Or check out Last Friday in Clayton, which occurs on the last Friday of every month, where shops downtown open their doors after hours for visitors to gather, socialize, and experience the best of downtown Clayton. And what's so great about Clayton, and really the Triangle region overall, is that you'll be able to enjoy the outdoors much of the year due to the region's great weather. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. Yes, Clayton has a hot and humid summer, but the worst of it only lasts about 2 months, with July and August being the peak. Outside of that, the annual average high is around 70 degrees and the low is around 50 degrees, which means you spend a lot of time outside here. There's an average of 219 days of sunshine a year, and Clayton only averages about 2 inches of snow per year. So if you're moving here from somewhere with a long and brutal winter, you should be just fine to sell your snow shovel. So is Clayton right for you? Well, the best way to find out is to come see it for yourself. If you're considering a move to the Triangle region of North Carolina, be it Clayton or otherwise, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and all my contact information is included right down below. And if you like this video, I have a whole library of other videos all about what it's like to move to and live in the Triangle. Oh, look at that. There's one right there that you can click on to keep watching.